Listen, friends, you can't build a relationship that you're proud of if you're not proud of the way that you show up in it. And that's what we're diving into today. Welcome to another Catalyst conversation for relationship revolution, where we challenge the unquestioned assumptions about love, flip the script on what you've been taught, and reveal the truths that no one's told you. Here, we unlock a whole new paradigm of partnership, one that anchors in consciousness and empowerment and results in the kind of relationship that most people only dream of. Today, we're kicking off our Proud Love series, perfect for June Pride Month. And we're starting with where it all begins you, right? Because being proud of your relationship means also being proud of how you're showing up in it. And truly, that's where you have all of the power. But before we get into that, I want to share a little bit about who I am for those of you who may be new to me and to these Catalyst conversations. My name is Dr. Jenny Wallig. I am an award winning relationship mentor, speaker, author, educator, and I'm a disruptor. I am determined to make this world a better place through more conscious and evolved relationships. Alongside my partner and soulmate, Calvin O'Seeley, I am the co founder of our business, Powerful Love Relationships, and co creator of our three pillar method, a proven path to save, heal, improve, and generally level up your relationship, even if your partner isn't doing the work with you yet. In these catalyst conversations and in everything we do, the goal isn't just to help you fix your relationship. It is to help you create a relationship that you are proud of, because that reflects the truth of what you desire and of who you are. Now, this conversation is important because while many of us are proud of our work, our growth, our values, our passion and purpose in the world, we're privately ashamed of how we show up in love and relationships. I know I have certainly been there. When I look back on my past and how I used to show up and behave in my relationships, I am mortified. In fact, I just did a post about it. I'll share a little bit more of that story later. But the truth is that many of us, even if our relationship is good most of the time, many of us lash out at our partners or shut down. We chase or we avoid. We blame and criticize, or we collapse and blame and criticize internally. We put our partners down. We act or react in ways that we would not like people to see if they peered behind the curtain of our relationship. We wouldn't be proud of what they found. Not all the time, anyways, not in the bad times, not in the hard times. And that's not because we're bad. It's because we were never taught how to lead in love, how to do relationships really well, especially when they get hard. And so this month is about changing all of that, starting with reclaiming your own power to be proud of yourself in love. So, being proud of yourself starts with being proud of how you respond to whatever's happening in your relationship, right? It's not being proud about necessarily about how they treat you or how perfect it looks. It's about how you show up, your choices, your growth, your integrity, especially when your partner may not be showing up in a way that they're necessarily proud of, right? Your response, your conscious response to your partner, to the circumstances of your life, to your own feelings, that is the key. And we call this ability to respond consciously in the work that we do with our clients. We call this ability empowered accountability. Empowered accountability is not about blame, and it's not about taking on all of the responsibility or all of the fault in the relationship. Empowered accountability is about personal ownership. Ask yourself, what is mine to own? What is mine to shift? What is mine to strengthen or heal? There's always a piece of that. Even if it's 90-10 or 95-5, you still have a piece. And as I mentioned, how you respond is what really counts. Regardless of what your partner does, how you respond is going to affect what happens next. And that's where your power really lies. And so that's what empowered accountability is all about, is bringing conscious choice to how you can be part of the solution, how your next response, your next conscious response can help steer the direction of your relationship toward the type of relationship that you can feel really proud of, that you feel enamored with, delighted by, right? The kind of relationship most people only dream of. You lead the way there. We teach something that we call a power formula in our work with clients. And the power formula is very simple, but very powerful. And it's this: awareness equals choice equals power. What this means is that when you have awareness, when you have that consciousness about where you're at, about what's going on with you, about where you desire to go, about how your partner might react to your reaction, all of this consciousness, right? This awareness, you have choices. You have choices about, well, do I want to yell? Do I want to shut down? Would it benefit me more to take a space to soften? Would it benefit me more to just let this go, or to speak up? Would it benefit our relationship more to share this truth, or to work on it myself until it's clearer for me? This is a lot of the times we make those decisions very quickly, or we haven't even thought them through. So our choices, being able to consciously choose our response as opposed to being on autopilot, or this programming that oftentimes we haven't even chosen for ourselves in our relationship, that choice is where we have power. Right now we move away from reactivity, from autopilot, right? From programming that's just operating in our nervous system, in our self-protective um, survival brain, and we're in our wise adult self, our higher self, our consciousness. And that's where you have the power to truly shape your relationship, to be someone you're proud of and get the results that you're equally, if not more, proud of. I want to also say that part of how we show up powerfully and in a way that we can be proud of is going to require your authenticity, my love. You're not going to feel proud if you are shrinking, people pleasing, pretending, or hiding your truth. And this takes courage. It takes courage to be fully yourself in love, to allow your partner to see you. One of the scariest things I ever had to do was tell my fiance after we'd gotten engaged that I realized that I was polyamorous. Talk about a hard truth. It risked everything. But sometimes if you want a truly happy, satisfying, uplifting, supportive relationship, you got to honor who you are. There's no other way, because you're not going to be truly happy if you're not doing that, right? So authenticity is a big part of showing up in a relationship that we can feel proud of. Now, again, that takes courage, but that courage is the path to your liberation, to your freedom, to your joy, and to the kind of love that you truly desire and deserve. I want to also say one more thing, that you don't become the kind of partner that you're proud of because your partner changed and made it easy for you. Okay? We don't wait for them, for their permission, for their changes. You get to become the kind of partner that you're proud of, no matter what your significant other, your spouse, your person or people, no matter what they are doing. Okay? And that's not a delusion, friend. I know that they influence you. I know that their behaviors affect you tremendously. But again, how you respond to that is where your leadership lies. You and your partner are in a dance. And if you take the lead in the dance consciously, powerfully, authentically, from a place of love instead of fear, then you are leading your relationship to where you actually want it to go. You don't have to wait for your partner to go first or to learn it with you. When you lead in love, you take back your power, you become someone you're proud of being in the relationship, and you bring that relationship into ever better heights. And I know, I know because I've lived it. Let me tell you a little bit about my story. Um, Not my whole story, but I will say that my past, even though I've studied relationships throughout my whole life, even after I had a master's and a PhD, I would still tell you that I would not have wanted people to peel back the curtains and see the way that I behaved in relationships. Not when I was dysregulated. I had a lot of brain knowledge, but I didn't have a lot of embodied practice. So there were times when I would yell at my partner, when I would put them down, tell them I don't care about their feelings, swear, I don't give a shit how you feel, right? I would make them feel small and I'd know it and I'd still do it anyways. The In my worst, darkest, most shameful moment, y'all, I was so out of my mind upset. And this doesn't excuse it, but I slapped my partner across the face and she did not. I mean, there's no excuse. There's no excuse for hitting one. It was not deserved. And I carry um that truth, that knowing that like I can be pushed to a point where I behave in such an unloving, ugly, even violent way that I can't even recognize myself. That's real. And if you see yourself in that reflection, know that you're not alone, love. This is the true, real messiness of many of our relationship dynamics. And now I'm the fighter in relationships. A lot of us pair up with someone who's with the withdrawer, right? And they have a different way of um, expressing behaviors they're not proud of. It may be more of like not what people see, because if they saw in Cal in my relationship, they just see him try to walk away from me, who was kind of going crazy and being mean, and they'd think, well, he's doing the right thing. But if they peeled back the curtains of his mind, what he was thinking about me, the reason he was walking away, so he didn't say or do the things he really wanted to do, and the energy and the impact that those beliefs and stories about me and our relationship created on the relationship, he wasn't proud of how he showed up either. And certainly he had his moments of just being a total asshole, and he will be the first to tell you. Okay. So this is real talk from a relationship expert, right? From someone who's been working on her relationship, studying relationships, helping other people successfully to support their relationship. And nobody actually talks about how hard this can be. And yet, what I can do now, and that doesn't make me perfect, right? There are times where I am still temporarily insane because my nervous system is so dysregulated. Right? What I have been able to learn and be able to do in taking the lead in my relationships, that makes me proud. So I can peel back the curtains now and say, see, this is when I was ugly. And even when I'm working with clients, even when something like immediately happens, right? In our relationship revolution program, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a second, one of the things that we offer is a behind the scenes look at how Cal and I apply what we talk about in our relationship. So when things come up, that's gonna be the first place I go, and I'll be like, yo, this is what's happening right now. This is how I'm feeling. This is how I'm dealing with it. This is how I'm thinking about it. This is how we resolved it. If we have, sometimes I might be in the middle of it. I love opening that up because everybody can kind of relate to it, and yet nobody else is revealing it. And I think that's so important. So when you get good at this, like I have, right, you get to stop second guessing yourself after every hard conversation because you know you did the right thing. And if you feel like you didn't, you have the strength and the resolve and the um, resilience to learn from it and then repair so you can still feel proud of yourself, right? You also stop abandoning yourself in order to make your relationship work. You get to show up authentically and powerfully and truthfully. You also show up with clarity and intention, deep self-respect, and real love, what it really means to love, which is a whole nother conversation. You get to be the kind of partner that you have always wanted to be, someone you feel really good about. And ironically, being able to do these things is also the best, most effective way that you can invite and get your partner to rise with you, to improve with you. Ask me how I know. Cal and I didn't get here because he was doing this work with me. Mm-mm. I did it first. I led the relationship, and he came along for the ride, learned the dance steps, and leveled up himself too. And now he's helping to teach the dance. I've seen it in myself. I've seen it in our clients. This is the way, my dear ones. All right. If you are in the relationship revolution, this is your reminder that I will be giving you your activation prompt between now and Monday. This is here to help you reconnect with the version of you you're proud to bring to love and give you a practice to strengthen that self-leadership every day, right? Because we understand that learning cannot just be new information. It cannot just be this cognitive event. It has to be applied and embodied in order to become a part of who we are and the relationships we're experiencing. Now, if this conversation lands with you, if it's pulling on your heartstrings, if you know that you have not been showing up in your relationship as someone that you're quite as proud as you want to be, which is okay. Remember, we're all there. But if you feel that and you have this desire to lead your relationship with more power, truth, and consciousness, then I want to invite you to join us inside the Relationship Revolution. This program is it easily fits into your life. It doesn't ask a lot, and it gives you everything that you need to do the work, to follow the path, to not do it alone, and to successfully, week by week, day by day, minute by minute, continue to grow and evolve your relationship, continue improve who you be and what you get to experience with your beloved. So the Relationship Revolution is still open for founding members. I don't know how much longer the founding member rate of $97 is going to be available, but if you join now, you get in for $97 and that rate locks you in for life. I believe it's going to go up to $147 after the founding members opportunity has closed. So I will make sure that that link is in the description of this video. If you're watching the replay or even watching live, you should be able to access that. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I am happy to respond to your DMs, or you can email me at connect@powerfullove.com. Until then, I will look forward to seeing you next week, Friday at or around 12:30 p.m. Pacific for another Catalyst conversation in the Relationship Revolution. Live Fridays, 12:30 Pacific. Until then, keep leading with love and revolutionizing your relationship.